Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley and my guest today is John Neill. John, thank you so much for coming to join us. We appreciate it. John is the Executive Director of the Tri-Cities Food Bank, and you're here to tell us a little bit about the food bank, the needs, and also how the food bank teams and coordinates with Second Harvest, because that can be confusing for some people.
Yeah, it sure can, and I get asked that question quite often. Tri-Cities Food Bank's been in existence since 1974. We're an all-volunteer agency. We don't have any paid personnel whatsoever, and we service primarily Benton County. We began in Franklin County, but due to some government regulations, we decided to move over to Benton County, and that's what we're doing right now.
So you're Kennewick, Richland, and Benton City.
That's correct.
Then tell us a little bit more about your organization and then how you partner with Second Harvest.
Yeah. Well, Second Harvest has been a godsend during this period of time because there's not any food drives going on during the summertime at all. People are thinking about vacation and their kids going back to school and the water follies and those kinds of things, and not concentrating on the hungry in the Tri-Cities. And so because Second Harvest is a supplier of food to food banks, they don't deal directly with clients like I do every day. They provide food from all over the nation to food banks like Tri-Cities Food Bank, so that we can get food during the time when people are not normally doing food drives, or there's not available produce in this part of the world because it's the spring or the winter or something like that. So that's.
And then Second Harvest can go out, they have the mechanics to go out and collect.
That's correct.
And pick up food and bring it to you. And so, but your operation, you need people to bring the food directly and drop it off into your site offices.
Yeah, because we try to not spend money on anything other than food to the best of our ability. That's why we don't pay any salaries. Is we want to spend as much of the money that we do get in donations towards food, and that doesn't include equipment because it has to be insured and taken and maintained and that kind of thing, and that all costs money, and that's money that can be spent on food.
And then you're seeing a different type, not only a growing clientele coming into the food bank, people who are hungry and in need of food, but just a whole different group of people.
Yeah, about 4 years ago when I first started volunteering at the food bank, it was just the poor people. It was just the chronically poor people that came to the food bank, but it's really changed a lot over this last couple of years. We're seeing a lot more seniors. It appears that their Social Security and their fixed incomes, whether it be from pensions or whatever, just aren't lasting as long as they used to, and they need our facilities. They need our food. We're seeing a lot more college students because rents are so expensive here in the Tri-Cities, and food costs are up and gasoline costs are up, not to mention tuition. As a result, the students are using our facilities to get food to prepare in their apartment.
I'd imagine you probably see some folks who are experiencing layoffs who have had a long and lengthy career. I mean, I can't tell you how the number of people I've known who have never had to look for a job in their life, and all of a sudden the new economy arrives and they're more advanced in their career, and the people who are like 40, 50 years old and older are facing a layoff for the first time ever.
Yeah, and they really haven't prepared themselves for it. A lot of people, there's a lot of people that we're serving a lot of unemployed, but we're also serving an awful lot of underemployed people. People that are working part-time, whether it be several part-time jobs or just one part-time job, where they're used to working full-time with benefits. So they're having to spend their own available cash on health care and things that previously was covered by insurance when they were working full-time. And so there's only so much money to spend, and so they're using us to supplement the food side so that they can they have the available money to pay their mortgage payment or their car payment or their medical bills.
Now, how are the numbers growing? I know the numbers have grown steadily, and then you've seen some pops in that in recent years.
Yeah, the numbers are staggering now. They truly are. It used to be that we had a lot of seasonality in our business, where the holidays were by far the busiest season, and for some reason August was really busy. Nobody ever quite figured out why that was, but it was. And I think it's part of it is just the kids are home from school. But now there's no seasonality. We're busy all the time.
How many people do you see in a course of a day?
Well, you know, it's odd that you asked that, because recently we had a record day at our Kennewick food bank of well over 100 families came through in 2 hours.
Wow.
And that's probably 50% more than normal for this time of the year. There's just a lot more people that are struggling in the Tri-Cities than I think most people really realize.
No, big downturn in the economy.
Yeah, we're seeing it here, and we've been protected from it in the past, but it's here and alive and well now.
So if someone comes and they need help, their first time there, what can they expect? What's your process, and then what food do they receive, and then how does that continue to work and support that family?
Sure. Well, the people come in. All they have to state is that they have a need, and that's really the only documentation we require, other than that we ask them to show their proof of residency in whatever community that their food bank that they're in, and we ask them to have some type of identification. But other than that, there's no other qualifications. They just have to state a need, and then at the time that they state the need, they'll talk about the size of their family, the demographics of their family. The number of children, the number of adults in their household, and that kind of thing, and the amount of food that they get is directly proportionate to the size of their family.
Okay. So then how often then can they come and visit you? Because I'm sure people have to come. I'm sure you have repeat customers.
Sure.
They come more often than just once.
Yeah, we do. They can come for a full outlay twice a month or every 2 weeks. They can come in between those 2-week periods of time for bread and excess vegetables if we happen to have it, and those kinds of things. The one thing we never do is ever turn anybody down. If they come in and they want food, they're going to get something, even though they've been there maybe the day before. And we're also seeing a lot more homeless, especially teens, coming to our facility. And they require a special package because they don't have cooking facilities and those kinds of things. So we try to customize them to fit the situation of the people that are coming through.
Well, in order for you to continue to give and not be forced to turn anyone away, especially any of these folks facing these very challenging times, we've got to continue to get more donations and have more volunteering. So how can people help? What would be the best way to help you help the people in need?
Well, right now, probably the best thing people could do was just reorganize their thought processes and have food drives during the spring, summer, and early fall, as opposed to just during the holiday season.
Oh, great.
People are thinking along those lines, are benevolent during that period of time, but since we don't have any decrease in demand during the summer and the spring and the early fall, and we have to purchase all our food. So that comes to the cash donations, which are very much appreciated, because we can turn $1 into about $2.50 in food because we buy in volume.
So it's better for my daughters and I to come and make a dollar donation to you, a cash donation, than for me to go buy a bag of groceries and bring it down and deliver it.
That's true, because we can probably get 2.5 times that much food because we buy in volume. And the donor can be assured that the money is being spent on food, because about 98 cents of every dollar that's donated goes towards the purchase of food. The other 2 cents is just for insurance and gasoline to pick the food up and that kind of thing.
And it's your cash deductible donation. And also,
yes.
I think your story is inspiring too. You worked in the banking industry your whole career and then chose to take this on full-time. You volunteer full-time, and so many people who can come down and give just a little bit of time, a little bit of money, that helps them. It's been something that you've found very rewarding, and other people might too.
Well, I just knew, based on my personality, that I wasn't going to be able to just settle and just vacation all the time after working as hard as I did all those years. And so I initially just wanted to do a part-time position. And it's funny, when you don't get paid, promotions come really fast. And pretty soon I found myself running the organization, and it's become a lot more than I ever thought that it would. And sometimes I question my sanity, because when I see some of my peers vacation in Arizona and I'm working at the food bank, I kind of wonder sometimes. But the satisfaction comes from the knowledge that I'm giving back to the community has been so good to me.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you doing it, and thank you so much. Thank
you
for coming, and we wish you the best, and we'll continue to donate time and services.
Yeah, thank you so much.
John Neill from the Tri-Cities Food Bank. Thanks for watching. I'm Dana Cowley, and this is Charter Local Edition Northwest. Have a great day.